Hello everybody, thank you for gathering with me on this fateful day where we are finally going to tackle, I don't even know what to call it. We are going to tackle taking apart this begonia paulensis because she has been in quite a state for quite some time, and yeah, she's on the brink here, okay? First of all, she's very thirsty because I didn't want her to be soaking wet for me to be working with her today. And I also think that she has ants living in this pot, so that's gonna be fun for us to, I can literally see them already. Yeah, I have just been ignoring this plant, neglecting this plant. It got so chaotic looking that I don't know, I just couldn't deal with it. If you look in here, with the rhizomes and just there's so many different things growing out of different areas, and like I don't even know what's going on anymore, and this is such a big plant. It just felt like such a task, and this needed to be dealt with at the end of the summer, but then my mental health went downhill and I certainly wasn't dealing with it then. Now I'm feeling better. We need to get her feeling better, and today's the day. So I have my little birthday cake latte thingy here, which is delicious. I have my potting mat, some shears. I might need to bust out my bigger pair of shears because these look pretty thick. But I'm just planning on dumping this out and then going from there. Maybe I should do this outside because there's all these ants. Good grief. What I want to do ideally is to save like a small chunk of this plant to restart from, but I'll probably save a few just because I would be devastated if I lost this plant. So I want to have a backup or two because this one is hard to propagate in my experience. So yeah, I'm just gonna dump, and then I'm gonna be cutting some pieces off. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. This is my favorite plant in my collection, I would say. Like, if I'm not choosing from a particular genus or anything, if I had to just choose one plant overall, it would probably be this one. Because I just feel like it's such a statement. Like, first of all, I love how big the leaves get, but I love that it's like spooky as well. Like, they look like spider webs. It is just such a unique and cool plant. It's unbelievable. I'm just obsessed with it. So we need to get her back in her prime here, because I'll insert some footage of what she looks like when she's healthy, or what she's looked like over the past couple of years. And she's looked just absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm really sad every time I look at her looking like weepy like this. So let's get her back on her feet. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Let's just dump her out. So she's in this kind of shallow round pot, which I was enjoying, but now I'm thinking maybe I'll put her in something. Well, let me look at the roots and then I'll decide, because I think she has pretty shallow roots. But they are rooted to the very bottom, so perhaps I could go with something a little bit deeper. Like she's really taken form of the shape of the pot. Yeah. Oh my gosh, there is a lot of ants in here, you guys. Okay, I think that I need to quickly take my pieces and then get this the heck outside. I don't know why they've taken up residence in this particular plant, but yeah. They have. I'm sure that the ants are not helping the situation, like in terms of her looking so sad. Because when ants are living in my garden beds, they will kill the plants in there as well. Okay, I'm gonna get this soil outside. This is really creeping me out. Okay. So, this is so crazy looking. Like, I don't even know where to cut. I want to keep at least one piece. Oh. There's a lot of ants in here, you guys. I'm really getting itchy. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna start cutting this up because this is crazy. Cut that off. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is crazy. Okay, I got really overwhelmed because I feel like I am like racing to work through this because there's ants crawling around, but I also don't really know what I'm doing because I'm not comfortable with propagating this plant. Like, I've never cut one of these up before, but I think what I'm gonna do is take a piece from the end. So let me just take the end. And I'm gonna try to root that. I'm gonna have to remove these big older leaves. But I'm gonna remove this one too. I'm gonna try to root this one. Remove these crispies. I'm gonna clean this off before I do anything with it. But I'm pretty sure that it will root from the rhizome, I think. But I don't know. This is experimental. And then the part that's rooted down here, I could keep a chunk of that, even if it doesn't have any leaves, because it will probably grow, like push out leaves. But I would just feel better having a piece of the rooted part. I could even keep like this. Maybe I'll do that. Oh my gosh, this is the mothership. This is where all the ants are, like in the center of it. Why are they living in here? That's crazy. That is actually crazy. I don't know if I can keep this, because even if I take this out and hose this down, I still don't think that that's gonna get all the ants. Yeah, that's crazy. The woman was too stunned to speak. I'm disturbed. I could take a few leaves to try that out. But these leaves are so just like on their deathbed already. So I don't know about that. Maybe some of these ones? I don't know. Okay, I have several cuttings. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of this like main part, because that's where all the ants are congregating and I just can't deal with that. I can't deal with the ants. I'm gonna take some leaves. I know that they can't propagate from stem cutting, but maybe from leaf cutting. So I'm just gonna take some. Get the heck out of here. And then I'm gonna toss this because it's disturbing, to be quite honest. Luckily, I'm not scared of ants. Like, they don't really, I mean, I don't love them. I don't want them crawling on me, but they don't like creep me out like other bugs do. So, but I also don't want them being infested in one of my plants in my house. So, and the reason that I'm not just tossing this whole thing out is because begonia paulensis is probably the hardest to find plant in my collection, honestly. So I don't want to have to source another one. So my fingers are very crossed that something is gonna take out of all of these propagations I'm gonna try to start. And I hate having propagations. Like, I don't hate having propagations, but I don't like having a lot of propagations because it's just too cluttered and overwhelming. But in this case, it just needs to be done. So yeah, I'm gonna make two kind of sections. I'm gonna try to root this one because this is a nice rhizome. Just gonna take everything off, and then I will be rinsing or spraying these down with something. Okay. And then this is another rhizome here that I'm gonna try to root. This must secrete something that the ants are feeding off of. I think I'm gonna have to put this in a different type of pot too, because I don't know, I feel like this pot that it was in has so many like crevices and stuff that was not helping the situation. Okay, so that one looks pretty good as well. And then I have this piece, this massive, I'm gonna have to remove a lot of these big leaves. These big damaged leaves are just gonna slow the rooting process down. So I do not want these. This one has like a baby branching off of it here. I'm gonna cut this into two pieces. Okay, rhizomes, leaves. I'm gonna bring them to the sink. Okay, I just have these soaking in soapy water, and I'm gonna go clean up my workstation at the table and get whatever pots or propagation containers I need for these. Okay, so since I'm gonna be propagating some leaves here, which I'm very apprehensive about. I don't know whether that's gonna work since they're just like not very healthy leaves to begin with, but I might as well give it a try. I thought, why don't I check in on my begonia Milano ballata. This is a leaf propagation experiment that I took, oh gosh, I put this in here like months ago now, and that's why I was first of all so hesitant about propagating this paulensis, because this is the only experience I have with a rhizomatous begonia propagation via leaf, and this has just been sitting here not doing anything. So I was like, why don't I pop this open and take a look and see if anything is going on with this plant. So I opened it up and I looked inside, and I should have inspected the leaf first before I just went ripping around in here, because I lifted this up and felt something rip, and I was like, oh no, was this actually rooting? And it was, you guys. There is a baby plant coming out right there. Sorry, the sun went away, so this is like not good lighting now. But there's a baby plant coming in there, and then there's also the tiniest beginnings of one coming in there. And that one is still intact. I did not rip the roots. So I don't know if this will re-root or if I just destroyed it, but this is cut in all, like basically the whole thing is cut. So at each vein, there's an opportunity for a baby plant, but these ones look like they just rotted. So I don't know if those are just done now, but it looks like we have some action over here. So that's really cool, and that's encouraging for me to see as well. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do the same thing with those paulensis leaves, as well as get the rhizomes potted up. Okay, I'm gonna start with the leaves here because that seems straightforward enough. So I have this container with a variegated Syngonium chiapense cutting in here, I'm gonna just gently remove this and then I will pot this up once I'm finished here. It looks like the new leaf might be all variegated. It looks like there might be a little bit of green actually. I hope that that's not the case because that is my problem with this plant. I just can't get nice even variegation, and this is my last hope. This is the last baby that I have, so fingers crossed. Anyways, this is a nice moist sphagnum box that I can pop a couple of these into. And cross my fingers. So I'm just gonna use a utility knife. And I'm just gonna cut through the veins. Oops. So it's gonna look, you can see better from the back maybe, it's gonna look like that, just all cut up. And then I'm going to pop it in here. This is like not flat, so, well, whatever. I'll try to make sure it's in contact with the moss. I think since this is so humid, it's fine. It will push out roots. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna try this tiny one. Don't know if this will work, but might as well try it, right? A lot of my begonias are in rehab mode right now, sadly. But this one was definitely the worst, so I'm glad that we're sorting her out here. I think I can maybe fit one more in there. So do this one. Okay, close that up. So it looks kind of cute actually, having them all in there like that. And I'm gonna set up the last ones in my perlite box. My battery's gonna die though, so I'll show you this when it's finished. Okay, I actually don't have that much soil. This is my begonia mix, which is just ProMix HP soil and perlite and vermiculite. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's pretty small. I'm gonna want to lay, oh, is this broken? Oh shoot. Okay, this one's a one leafer. I want to lay the rhizome across the top of the soil for all of these, so I kind of need the pot size to match the length of the rhizome. So I could put a couple in each. I think that'll be good. I will be very curious to update y'all and let you know if this worked. I wonder if I should put these in my cabinet while I'm trying to get them to root, maybe. The paulensis likes humidity, but I've always grown mine in ambient, and usually it looks a heck of a lot better than it does right now, so. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like that. And I'm gonna kind of tuck it in, like put the soil up to it so that it is in good contact, but not buried. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna kind of make a little divot for it. There we go. Hopefully that's good. I am really gonna have to make an effort to maintain this plant better than I was. I mean, I wasn't doing any maintenance to it because I don't know, it got out of control so quickly, but now I know that I can't let the rhizome get so chaotic again because that was bananas. Okay. So, yes, I'm gonna put the last two. I have just enough soil, thank goodness. Okay, so this one, boop. How am I gonna make this, I guess? Yeah, I don't even really care what this looks like right now, just as long as I can get some roots on either of these. Wait, I need to move that a little bit. Okay, I think I have to cut this leaf or remove, just pull it off because it is in the way. Or should I go like this? This way? Oh, this is a big chunky one. Get in there, girl. Get in there. There we go. I'm just gonna add a little bit more soil on top. Man, that was chaotic. Wowee. That was like quite the event. Oh, and I forgot to show you the leaves in their containers. Okay, so this is what we're working with. Honestly, kind of depressing considering how good this plant used to look, but we will get there once again. And this is what the perlite leaves ended up looking. I actually cut them completely in half because I've seen that done before too. So we'll be able to kind of see if this is more successful than just cutting the, like cutting perforations into the leaves, but keeping them intact. So we have 4 containers of begonia paulensis propagations right now. And I have 2 more leaves. So honestly, I might try to find a spot to pop these if I can find or make another container. But anywho, I will sign off here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me throughout that chaos. Stay tuned for updates. I'll definitely let you know how these plants are doing. I feel really good now that I got that done because it's been haunting me every time I've looked at that plant. And even though it sucks to do this type of chore where you're completely restarting a plant or doing something that feels a little bit risky, it still just needed to be done. And in the long haul, it's gonna look even better. So yeah, I'm glad that I did that. Oh, I also need to pot this up. I will do that off camera. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.